said, wrong microphone. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I got the wrong microphone on. I said, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor. There you go, baby. There you go. He writes out all my scriptions. He gives me all of my medicine in my room. What is going on, y'all? I am broadcasting live from hell, okay? Because I got caught up in the rapture of love. So many people have been calling me to talk about the rapture story, and y'all are not going to believe it. As much as it is my job to be on top of what's going on trending on social media, I have no idea what y'all are talking about the rapture. Q Parker from 112 called me today laughing about it. It was a little inside joke about the rapture from when we was in Candy's play. And everybody's just been going on and on and on about this rapture situation. So I'm going to have to find it. Somebody DM me on Instagram so I can see what's going on with the rapture. But apparently, y'all, the Saints came marching in and we didn't make the cut. And if you can hear me, that means the rest of us is in hell. So I just figured since we was going to be in hell, we might as well do a little bit of aquarium theme and have some water because yeah, this ain't working. This ain't working. This ain't working. This ain't working for the people. Nevertheless, let's get into people saying they like the other mic. What's interesting is that other mic was coming from my desktop computer. I don't want to use that other mic. I'm not even getting into this mic stuff with y'all today. Nevertheless, y'all, let's go ahead and get into the show. So the first thing that I want to talk about is I was driving in the car today, and it's funny how these stories just auto-populate. I was driving in the car today, and I was thinking about all of my friends who are over the age of 40 who still get upset with their parents, or who parents still treat them like children, or who parents still call and cuss them out and hang up the phone on them, and whose parents still have this whole I'm your parent mentality. Because I got a couple people in my life that's experiencing that. And one piece of advice that I gave this one particular friend, I said, you need to cuss your mama out. And she turned her head and looked like a confused dog. And I said, you need to cuss your mama out. And she was like, Q, I could never cuss my mama out. And I said, you need to cuss her out. I said, if you cuss your mama out one good time, she will leave you alone and the switch will finally flip in her head that you are no longer a child, but you are an adult. Now, I'm not necessarily saying literally cuss your mama out, but I had to literally cuss mine out, and I literally cussed my daddy out, and I literally cussed both of they MF and asses out several times. And I'm going to be very honest with you. And ever since I did it, there was an adjustment in the power dynamic in our relationship, and they stopped coming at me with the bull crap. There comes a time in every person's life where there has to be some type of life-altering event that flips the switch in your parents' head that they can no longer treat you like a child or come at you any type of old way because you are no longer a child. Now, I got a question for y'all. Have any of y'all ever cussed y'all mama or y'all daddy out? If you've ever cussed your mama or your daddy out, please put me in the chat. Now, I want to tell y'all something that y'all do, right? A lot of y'all do this. Oh, not my mama. Oh, not my mama. I could never do that to my mama. And that is perfectly fine. But what y'all do that pisses me off is y'all try to take it a step further and tell other people what they should and should not do with their mama and daddy. And what y'all gotta understand is that everybody don't have the same relationship with their mama that you have with your mama. So when I start talking about cussing your mama out down to the ground, you can't look at it from the perspective of you and your mama. You got to look at it like you got a toxic ass mama, you got a crackhead ass mama, you got an ignorant ass mama, not that old loving ass mama that you got that praise the Lord and bake cookies and wear slips up under her dress. This might not be for you. You might not have no reason to cuss your mammy out. Your mammy probably respect boundaries. But for those of us out there who got parents that did not know how to respect boundaries, that kept doggone trying us, that kept overstepping their bounds, we had to cuss they ass the hell out. And I promise you, after I cussed mine out, I ain't had no problems from them. I ain't had no problem. So Elizabeth Smith said I put mine in her place, not cussed her out. Okay, put in her place, set them straight, cuss them out, bless them out, get them together. Whichever word you need to use, there comes a time when you're going to have to do that to your parents, especially if your parents overstep boundaries. And if you are one of those people who are over 40 years old and you still getting upset and venting to your friends because your mama don't call and made you mad, this and the third, you just ain't cussed her out hard enough. That's all. You just ain't cussed her out hard enough. And that's all it boils down to. So what made me bring this post up was I was on the Jasmine brand earlier today and somebody posted, hung up on my mama instead of engaging in the fight that she was itching to have. How many of y'all have had to hang up in y'all mama or hang up in y'all daddy face, which in my opinion is equally as bad as cussing their ass out? Because one thing about me, this is why I'm not hanging up. I'm not hanging up because I'm not finna hang up mad, okay? I have a new rule in my life, bitch. If I'm gonna be mad, your ass gonna be mad too. And you not finna sit up on this phone and say what you want to say to me and then hang up on me first. I'm gonna say what I need to say to you first and then hang up. Yes, God. Yes, God. And for those of you guys who's never cussed your mama out, praise the Lord, you never had to. For those of us who have had to hang up, go around there and bam on their door or get something straight, I want you to learn something. In the midst of me telling all these jokes and in the midst of us laughing, I'm pretty sure every one of us who have said we have had to put our parents in their place, we ain't never had no problems out of them ever again. Now, every now and again, you have to get their ass a tune-up. But if you never had that life event that you had to show your mama and your daddy that you grown, you might just want to go ahead and cuss their ass out real quick so you could get the living over here on the peaceful side of 40. Because it's real good over here knowing that Odine and Jared know they doggone place. That ain't my parents' name, but you get the point. Nevertheless, we got a small political corner today, and it comes at the expense of Tylenol and acetaminophen. Let's hear what our president had to say about people taking Tylenol and autism.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? which is basically commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever.
Listen, guys, I'm going to be the first person to tell y'all I see this for what it is, okay? Acetaminophen is the main ingredient primarily used in Tylenol, but it's not only used in Tylenol. It is used in a lot of the over-the-counter headache, fever, pain relief medicines that we like to use. I can't prove it, but following this man's history and his behavior, he don't had some type of falling out with the makers of Tylenol. He don't had some type of falling out with the powers that be over that head company. And he said, I'm going to get on my platform and I'm going to hurt y'all. Because if the issue was solely acetaminophen, then why did not the advisory say, please stay away from all medicines that have acetaminophen? He specially went out of his way to say Tylenol and to stay away from Tylenol. Now, here's the funny thing. I honestly think we have more trust in Tylenol than we do Donald Trump. I know, granted, I don't got many pregnant people around me, so I don't know what pregnant people will do, but I can tell you that the general thinking of most people around me, we not finna stop messing around with Tylenol because he said it. Now, he did bring up a very real statistic that a lot of the Amish don't suffer with autism, at least to the magnitude in which general other Americans do. But if I'm correct, many of the Amish grow their own food free of all this other crap that we get in the grocery stores. So my whole thing is, I love when our FDA is doing what it's supposed to do to protect people. But if this is the slope that we're about to go down as the FDA, then can we just do a complete overhaul in America? Can we make the FDA audit all of the fast food restaurants and make our food the same quality food that they have to serve over there in Europe? Okay, because all of my people that travel to Europe and say they eat McDonald's or KFC or all those different things, they say it tastes much different. I have a friend, shouts out to my friend Jose. My friend Jose moved here from Portugal, and he said the chicken do not taste like what he's been used to growing up eating all of his doggone life in Portugal. He said the chicken tastes funny. And granted, I ain't never been over there, so I ain't got nothing to compare it to, but I believe him. Can we get rid of all these dyes? Can we get rid of high fructose corn syrup? Can we get rid of all these preservatives and fillers that y'all put in our food? Do you know I believe it's Sweden, don't quote me, it's one of those countries that Subway is not allowed to call their bread bread because it has so much sugar in it, it qualifies as cake per their standards. So my whole thing is, if you are going to pick on the makers of Tylenol, and if you are going to use the FDA as the evidence to back up your argument and the bullying that you're giving Tylenol, can you just do it across the whole board? Can you just do it across the whole board? And then somebody else said the Amish don't have autism because they ain't doing no testing. And do you not think they don't have any type of genetic issues with all that inbreeding they got going on over there? So the raw ingredients for Tylenol, here somebody says, Be Still says, the raw ingredients. Hold on, I missed it. Let me get back to it. It went up too fast. Here we go. Bo Steele said the raw ingredients for Tylenol are sourced internationally, primarily from China and other countries. Well, there you have it. I knew there was a motive because essentially, if acetaminophen is the issue, then you should have been blasting every brand of pain reliever that carries acetaminophen. But I want to tell you something, Donald Trump. Since you ran there to the FDA house, can you just work on the GMOs, can you work on the genetic modified foods? We don't want that. We don't want the high fructose corn syrup. We don't want red dye #9. We don't want blue dye. We don't want preservatives. We don't want processed food. We don't want none of that. We want an overhaul of our restaurant industry, our fast food industry, to give us better food while you around here picking on the one goddamn thing that make us feel better after we eat all that jacked up shit that y'all allow these people to feed us, which is Tylenol. Moving right along, guys. In more Donald Trump adjacent news, so a recession indicator is the question. Las Vegas goes on a citywide price drop on hotels, entertainment, and attractions for a week. Given the current economic environment, Las Vegas is responding to customer concerns. Now, in a statement, the CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visiting Authority, Steve Hill, says that they are listening to customers' concerns over expensive prices and they are offering a sale to relieve those concerns. The sale will include a percentage off of hotel, entertainment, and dining attractions. Given the current economic environment, the value message that is part of the initiative is important. Hill told TPG in an interview, Las Vegas has been responding to some of the concerns of customers around the value in the number of ways we brought up the idea to hotel partners, and they loved it. This sale comes after Las Vegas has had one of their worst tourism numbers in years. Their numbers are down 11% this year compared to last year. And according to the Las Vegas Convention Visitors Authority, as of August, the Bureau of Labor Statistics and Census model indicated that there's a chance of a recession is 48%. Historically, recession has been unfolded after crossing the 50% mark, according to a party over at Business Insider. So is the fact that people are not going to Las Vegas a recession indicator? Absolutely. The fact that people are not going to Las Vegas, the fact that people are not going to Miami. How about the simple fact that people are not going anywhere? I don't think we needed any economist or we have to wait for any quarterly numbers and or projections for us to recognize the fact that we are currently in a doggone recession. Everything is high, from food to cost of living to healthcare to vacation items to entertainment. Everything is up. Wages is down. Everybody is out of job. But y'all voted for the price of eggs. I have not heard nobody talk about the price of eggs since this man got in office. I've heard about all types of other stuff, but nobody else. I thought that he was the price of eggs candidate, y'all. So I guess some of y'all are still of the belief that he is resetting the economy. So it's got to get bad in order for it to get better. And I say we got a toddler in the White House that's just flying by the seat of his pants. They don't know what the hell he doing. And it is reflecting in all of our real lives. And here is the unfortunate, excuse me. The unfortunate thing about all of this is that some people voted this man in, and what's going on with the economy, it affects, the most vulnerable members of our population. And that's our general American population. That is our paycheck to paycheck people. This is really impacting our paycheck to paycheck people the most. And that's what's unfortunate. And that's who a large part of his base was, paycheck to paycheck people. You know, rich people, they can pivot, they can move. Upper middle class people who are comfortable, yeah, they don't want to pay an extra couple dollars to go to the movies. Yeah, they don't want to pay a little extra in taxes. Yeah, they don't want to pay a little extra for bread, but they're going to survive. It is the people who had more month than they do money. Those are the people that are feeling this the worst. People who got more month than money, those are the ones who are feeling it the worst. That person who, if bread goes up, eggs goes up, milk goes up, and gas goes up, that leaves them $40 short on groceries and they can't eat 1 week out of the month. Those are the people that it's affecting the most. And it's very unfortunate that this man is up there playing tic-tac-toe in the White House and throwing anything up against the wall to see what sticks. at the expense of the American people. It's sad, it's unfortunate, and shame, 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 shame on Donald Trump. So moving right along, guys, you know, um, the way our country is ill prepared and the way we lack infrastructure to handle members of the population who have mental health issues is sickening and it's gross in this country. So the next story is about a lady. She reminds me of Stephanie Mills, guys. And you probably may think the same when you see her. This lady was sentenced to 50, I'm sorry, she served 50 days in jail for stealing about $140 worth of items out of Target. And the minute this woman opens her mouth, you can tell she has mental issues. Take a look. Social media is in an uproar because they're feeling like this woman should have never been in jail this long. Take a look.
Okay, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Hi, Judge. My
Hi.
name is Amara Leah Bryan.
Okay, hi. You're here for initial appearance. You had a failure to appear for a petty theft. Your bond is currently set at 500.
There was an offer made to Ms. Bryan of an adjudication credit cost investigation to OPD in the amount of $339.70, and there's a no return to Target at 4650 Millennia Plaza Way.
She would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, Ms. Bryan, did she swear in already? Can you raise?
Right hand. Solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're going to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. Oh, yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, I've been handed a plea form with your name on it. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, it is. I signed it just now.
Okay, did anyone force, threaten, or coerce you into signing the plea form?
No.
Okay, and so you understand by signing this, you'd be giving up your right to go to trial and to contest the charges in this case?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I have to tell you, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could be deported based upon this plea. I tell everybody that. Are you aware of that?
Oh, but I am.
That's great.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And you're thinking clearly today? You understand what we're doing here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Great. I'll find that you are alert and intelligent and represented by counsel. I'll accept your plea of no contest to the charge of petty theft. I'll sentence you to credit for time served. You have 1 day.
It's 50.
I'm sorry, 50. You have 50 days time served. I'll adjudicate you guilty. You'll also have to pay a cost of investigation of $339.70 to Orlando Police Department. You're not to return to the Target at 4650 Millennia Plaza Way. Okay? You
So
have
I'm going to
30
go ahead and end the video there. So for those of you guys don't know or can't make out what happened, the lady did 50 days in jail prior to this court that we're seeing. She sat in jail for 50 days over $140 worth of stuff from Target. Now, don't get me wrong, the cannot return to Target is absolutely fair. If she goes back, that's a completely fair thing. This judge did not sentence her to 50 days. She credited her with the 50 days towards whatever sentence she was going to give her as time served. And it's just jacked up. There's no reason in hell that this lady should have sat in jail for 50 days over a $140 charge out of Target. And it's giving that she probably don't have any family. She probably don't have a caregiver. She probably don't have anybody looking after her. Or there probably was somebody that was happy that her ass was in jail, like many families do. At least we know if she's in jail, she's okay. We know where she at, and I ain't got to worry about her because I do not believe if it was me or if it was one of y'all and we got caught stealing out of Target, I do not believe that we would sit in jail for more than 48 hours. I don't know what type of sick, twisted, situation y'all got going on in Orlando. Let me take that back. I do know what it is. Our legal system is just not equipped to deal with some of the nuance of mental health. And there's so much stress put on our public system. People are underworked and overpaid. And that's probably what happened. She just got caught up in the shuffle with nobody to advocate for her. And it is sad that situations like this happen to the most vulnerable of our population. I am sorry. I've never been to jail, so they may already have this. They should have a special needs unit. And the minute that a police officer picks up somebody for whatever, and they recognize, or they're going through the admittance process, they put them in a special needs unit, and a social worker and a counselor and the public defender's office should swiftly go on over there and see about the people. I'm gonna be very real with you. And looking at what this lady got going on, I'm not even convinced that she was stealing the shit out of Target. I'm not convinced. I'm convinced that maybe she was putting it in her pocket. Maybe she was putting it in her basket. Maybe she was putting it in her bag, but she ain't really know no better. She ain't really understand the full consequences of what it is she was doing. I'm convinced. I'm not convinced. And this is just really, 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 really sad. Somebody said even the judge thought it was 1 day because that was all she deserved. Exactly. Exactly. I know so many people who don't went to jail for stealing and got out in a couple of hours. All right, I'm going to be gracious to our legal system here. Let's just pretend, okay, she went to jail and got lost in the shuffle. How did she get lost in the shuffle for 50 days? At what point did somebody realize this lady need to go to court and we need to do something to get this lady down to the courthouse? And imagine how many other people just like her are sitting here locked up in jail. And here is why all of us need to be concerned, because our tax dollars are going to giving them 3 hots and a cot. The more people in jail, the bigger the burden is on taxpayers. So yeah, we don't need people going to jail for this. And I'm sorry, we don't need people going to jail. If it's not grand theft, can we at least say that we don't need people? I'll never forget, they were trying to pass a bill here in Atlanta or Georgia, some time ago, where they were trying to pass a bill to build a larger prison. And one of the representatives or council people got up and said, we don't need a larger prison. We don't need a larger jail. We need to let people out of jail who are in here on petty traffic offenses. That's how I fucked around and went to jail. See, baby, I'm from Miami. And in Miami, you ain't got to have no tag. You ain't got to have no driver's license. You ain't got to have no insurance. The car could damn near be stolen. And them people not going to take you to jail because they got bigger issues to take people to jail for. Like home invasion and kicking in people's jaw and kicking people's ass down to the gas station parking lot. So when I was broke all them many years ago, I was riding around dirty child. My license was suspended. My tag was bad. My registration was bad. I didn't have no insurance, and the repo man was looking for my car. I had all that going on. The only reason why I was riding around because I still thought I was in Miami, and I just thought I was gonna get some tickets. Baby, when that man pulled my ass over, he carried me to jail. That man took my ass to jail. Okay? In Miami, we would have never gone to jail for that. They'd have given you some tickets. And that's the point. Locking folks up in jail, talking about the jails are overcrowded. Are the jails overcrowded or y'all over sentencing people? That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But when I went to jail, y'all, I was down there about 6 hours. Then the people came and got me. I was out about 6 hours. Can I tell y'all another secret too, since I'm already telling all my business? When I went to jail, it was kind of not all that bad because I was high out my mind. Baby, I was so... It was back during my party days. I'm going to tell all my business, and I know somebody going to try to judge me and put it on the blog. Baby, I was so full of... Baby, I was filled with so much damn cocaine. Baby, I was down to this. I'm not proud of it, but I'm just telling y'all what was going on. Baby, I was down to that jail. I was just sitting there like this. Baby, I was so doggone high, I didn't even know what all the hell was going on, bitch. By the time my high had just started coming down when they had came and got me. So it wasn't even that bad for me because I don't even remember most of it. But I'm just telling y'all that one time I went to jail. So if you gonna go to jail and you know that you gonna get out, you might want to go high. That way it wasn't that bad. They was like, Who bonding out today? Raise your hand. I raised my hand. They was like, go over here. They was like, everybody else go upstairs and put on a uniform. Y'all going upstairs. I said, oh, bitch, I ain't going up there, honey, because my friends got money. They might not got a lot of it, bitch, but I'm not like y'all. And I don't belong in here. I don't belong in here with these people. Even though I'm in here on drugs, I don't belong in here. I'm not like these people. I just vacationed at the drug man house. They live there. Okay? I was in that thing zooted, bitch. And then the only thing I didn't like about jail customer service is not good. They customer service is not good because they had me in the little waiting area and I wanted to lay down. I was full of liquor. I was full of drugs. I wanted to lay down. And the people gonna come out there and tell me I couldn't lay down. I had to sit up. And I'm sitting here like, but it's rules in this shit. Like, I don't understand why you treating me like this. It's not like nobody else trying to sit down. It's plenty of space. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not making no noise. Why can't I lay down? Well, if I can't lay down, can you at least get me a magazine or something for me to read? Can you turn the TV up so we can hear? I'm bored. I'm an accountant. I help y'all do payroll. I do y'all taxes. Can you please give me something to do? And if you not finna give me anything to do to occupy my high racing mind at this time, can you please leave me the hell alone and let me lay down? So that's my only thing about jail. Jail don't have good customer service. And for all you raggedy correction officer ass bitches that work down at jail, you ain't never had no control or no power anywhere else in the world or in your life. And then you want to bring your ass down to the jail off of even though we in jail, bitch, we still pay your damn salary. We demand and deserve good customer service. You coming in there because you mad with your man and your jacked up ass life because you got to work in this stinking ass prison and you want to take it out on people. Don't do that. Somebody need to teach y'all prison hoes and y'all jail bitches how to be customer service when people come down there, because the reality of the situation is, whether you like it or not, if it wasn't for our ass going to jail, you wouldn't have a job. Now, how you like them apples, bitch? Treat us better. Matter of fact, I'm finna start a whole nonprofit, and our only job is gonna be to stand outside the jail when people get released for them to fill out comment cards about the different officers, and we gonna post that shit online. We coming to get y'all hoes job, because just because we committed a crime or we got, and first of all, traffic ain't even a crime. Okay, it ain't even like I stole nothing from somebody. Traffic ain't even no real crime. You can't be treating us like that. I don't know if you need to run our social security number and people who got a 650 credit score or better get treated better, or people who got a degree get treated better, but you gonna have to figure it out. Y'all gonna have to take me to the VIP section. Y'all gonna have to take us to the educated section for people who got rights, for people who got family that love them, for people who can afford legal advice, for people who can afford to get bailed out real quick. Don't treat me like some indigent ass person that's in there trying to get a bologna sandwich in the bed, because bitch, I got a place to stay. Now, Nisa might have been looking for my car. I might not have had nothing legal to ride in, but I got a place to stay. Trying to do me, okay? Just because we in prison in the jail don't mean we not human and we could be talked to and treated any type of way. Somebody to teach our correction officer assholes how to be customer service. Pets are people too. Moving right along. And I will say this, while I'm at it, it was an old black bitch with an attitude. You know it's always the black bitch with a natural. That's why I can't stand y'all. Whenever I get called down to any type of government or county office, it's always the fat, black, unattractive bitch with the natural hairdo that always got the biggest attitude. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Before them people took me down to jail, they had took me to the behind the Range Rover dealership. They took me down there to the mini precinct. They took me to the mini precinct, and I'm gonna tell y'all who treated me right. It was Fat White Honey Boo Boo Fish. When they took me in the mini precinct, I had the handcuffs behind my back. That lady came in, she undid my handcuffs, she put my handcuffs in the front, and she said to me, "Did they treat you all right?" She was like, "Did they treat you all right?" She was like, "I'm a very fair officer. I'm nice." And she was like, "And just because people commit crime doesn't mean that they should be treated any type of way. I just want to make sure that they treated you with respect." And I said, "Actually, they did." I mean, the officer was kind of cold, but whatever. And then when it was time for me to get in the paddy wagon, okay, when it was time for me to get in the paddy wagon and go down the right street, she came in and she said, "Unfortunately, I'm going to have to put your handcuffs back behind you," or whatever. I didn't even have no problem with that lady. I didn't even have no problem with her. See, that's how you do customer service. Just because I'm in jail, just because I'm being in prison, just because I'm being detained does not mean I don't deserve 5-star customer service. Bitch, treat me like I'm at the Ritz-Carlton. You finna lock me away in the suite anyway, right? You finna give me a robe. You finna give me soap. You finna bring me room service like I'm at the Ritz-Carlton, right? Then treat me like I'm at the damn Ritz-Carlton, you miserable bitches. If you a correctional officer, put correctional in the chat. If you a correctional officer, put correctional officer in the chat. And the minute they put it, moderator, kick all their asses out because I don't like none of them. Okay? Moving right along. We're going to go to another story. A school doing this 11-year-old boy wrong when they need to be celebrating him as a hero because he disassembled a gun that another student brought to school. Take a look.
Didn't want to implicate himself in it, nor did he want to tell on the person that actually brought the firearm because he knows firearms aren't supposed to be in school.
Savitra McClurkin insists her son, with no prior disciplinary issues, acted heroically to protect his classmates, but was expelled for not immediately reporting it to school staff.
They kicked him out of school for the whole year. Online schools are honoring their decision, nor did they provide us a different resource or a different avenue to go.
But school officials, citing Michigan's strict zero-tolerance laws on weapons, said expulsion was required after reviewing witness statements and surveillance footage. The district defended the decision as a matter of safety, but critics say the boy is being treated like a criminal instead of a lifesaver.
They are setting my child up for failure. They're setting him up to be a statistic. And I've been doing everything in my will and my power to keep him from that.
Now, this is one of those situations where you know how the computer process your application, but then you need to push it through to a human that can delve into the nuance of the situation. So let's be clear here. In the wake of all the school shootings and all the terrible things that are going on in schools, I am 100% in favor of a zero tolerance policy when it comes to firearms, right? But I think that this particular situation is very nuanced and it deserves a human review. This young man is in trouble because he disassembled and disarmed the gun. And this is a whole nother conversation that we need to be having on a later show because I'm 42 years old and I don't know how to disassemble a gun. I am questioning why on God's green earth your 11-year-old child knows how to disassemble a gun. Instead of being called or expelled from school, CPS actually should have been called because that's a little bit concerning. We'll talk about that later. But in a situation where he disassembled the gun for safety reasons, I don't know. I think they're punishing him because they're saying he should have told a teacher, he should have told an adult. He should have told a teacher, he should have told an adult. I understand all of that, but I also think that that's a lot of responsibility to put on an 11-year-old. You are asking a child to reason like an adult. You are asking a child to reason like an adult. And I think that that's just a bit too mature to expect an 11-year-old. The 11-year-old thought he was doing the right thing. There was imminent danger, and he said, instead of let me disarm this, let me disassemble this gun, let me whatever, to cancel out the immediate danger. In that 11-year-old child's mind, he did the right thing because he didn't want to get in trouble. He didn't want to get the other student in trouble. That is the way 11-year-olds think. And so I definitely do not think this young man should be expelled for a whole year. And then especially having the online schools now following the decision, I just don't think it's right. And speaking of not knowing how to reason, this story rang a bell with me because I got fired from Target for the same reason. I got fired from Target in high school for the same reason because I didn't go tell something. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't know it. I wasn't mature enough to know that I should have told. Really quickly story, we had a girl in our high school who was a booster. She used to boost. And in the midst of boosting, my phone ringing. While she was boosting, her and her cousin one day, I knew she was a booster. Her and her cousin one day came to Target. I work at the service desk. They returned a whole bunch of stuff. They didn't have no receipt. There was some golf balls and it was something else. I returned it, gave them a store credit. Mind you, I'm 16 years old. I don't know nothing about golf. I don't know nothing about nothing. Later on that day, she ended up getting escorted out of the store for stealing. Some of our other friends from high school did something at the register. She ended up getting escorted out the store and sent to jail as well. I think she changed some prices at the register. They knew all of us went to school together. They called me to the back office and they said, Quentin, what do you know about all of this? Here go my big mouth ass, being 16 years old, scared, thinking that spilling my guts and telling the truth would get me out of the situation. It got me in it even further. I was like, I don't know nothing. All I know is she go to school with us and she steal clothes and she sell them at school. That's all I know. And they were like, well, do you know that those golf balls that you returned were stolen? And I said, I had sense enough to say this. I said, no, I did not. They didn't have any receipt. And I returned the golf balls just like I would do any other customer that did not have a receipt. Well, unbeknownst to me, golf balls are an easy to steal, high ticket item. Bitch, I ain't had no way of knowing that. Bitch, I'm from Carol City. We don't play golf. I don't know nothing about no damn golf. Nevertheless, do you know them people fired me and they told me that the reason that I was being fired is because I'm a security risk, that I knew that we had a potential thief in the store and that it was my job to notify loss prevention that we had a potential thief in the store. Now, that's a bunch of bullshit. Now that I'm grown and I look back at it, that's just a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like every single person that walked through the damn door is a potential thief, quiet as it's kept. But again, the parallel in that story and this one is that he was punished because they said he should have told something. I don't know that at his age, he had enough mental capacity to know to do all of that. And it was the same with me. I didn't know that just because I knew that that girl stole from other places, that it was my job to come from behind my register and go tell loss prevention. Why I finna snitch on that damn girl? That girl ain't do nothing to me. As a matter of fact, that girl helped me. Her name was Courtney, bitch. Courtney used to bring them clothes down to the dance and drama room 149. She would have a black garbage bag with all the Tommy, all the polo. Let me tell y'all something. Courtney was so good. You could go in the store and tell Courtney what outfit you want, and the next day that bitch would come to school and have it. Okay, we talking Tommy outfits, polo outfits, $40. We had it going on down to the classroom. Nevertheless, honey, them people had them fired me because they said I should have told we had a potential thief in the store. I'm still bitter about that shit today. I still am, but it needed to happen because had it not happened, I probably would have stayed in Miami and worked at Target and went to FIU for college because I loved that job so much. Moving right along, y'all. Carisha. I originally was going to read the letter. Y'all can go in the shade room and read the letter for yourselves. But Young Miami is coming up under a lot of fire because folks are mad because she wrote a character statement ahead of Diddy's sentencing. And in the letter, she was just calling him a good man and she was doting on him and telling him all of her positive experiences and doing what you're supposed to do when you're trying to get somebody out of jail. Well, a lot of people seem to be mad with it. A lot of people seem to be mad. A lot of people, how could she? This, that, and the third. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this story, but for all of the how could she people, the same way you did when it was your son, the same way you did when it was your cousin, the same way y'all do now when that school call y'all about y'all kids, and instead of whooping y'all kids' ass, y'all go up there and cuss out the teacher and help your children evade accountability. The same way y'all are able to overlook what y'all family members do when they go to jail and be like, but he's a good person. That's the same way friends, family, and loved ones of Sean Diddy Combs can write statements in support of him wanting to get out of jail. Did the crimes he commit, were they egregious? Absolutely. Should Diddy's ass be under the jail for some of what he did? Absolutely. Does Diddy have people who love him? Absolutely. So, I just be getting a little mad sometimes when people be getting all on their high horse. How could she? How could she? How could they? The same way you did it. The same way you do it. The same way a parent, and some of y'all want to say it's not the same thing. It is parallels. It's the same way that lady came and knocked on your door and said your son kicked her child at the playground, and you said no, she didn't, and you cussed that lady out and told her it's the same part of the brain. It's the same part of the brain. The same way y'all able to overlook what y'all family members did because y'all don't want them to go to jail, despite the fact that they did it. Because it's some of y'all I don't hit right now. It's some of y'all that got some ain't shit sons that's in jail for crimes they committed, and y'all want y'all son out of jail, don't y'all? It's some of y'all who got kids who got daddies they ain't never seen because they daddies in prison for murder or for burglary or for whooping somebody's ass, and y'all want y'all old boo thing out of jail, right? Y'all want y'all child father out of jail, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. Oh, this is a funny one. Somebody said, if you're a light-skinned person, unsubscribe. Funky is a colorist. Down to the ground. Just because I told y'all MF and asses, just because you light-skinned don't make you pretty. Whoever the moderator is, block this bitch. Whoever one of my moderators is, block this bitch and block them down to the ground. Because see, now, listen, I'm already, first, I hate black women's. Then sometimes I just hate women's. Then I want to be a woman. Now y'all don't added another charge to my credit report. Now I'm a colorist and I hate light-skinned people. I can't win for losing out here in these streets. I can't win. I can't win. And quiet as now you finna make me read all the light-skinned people, and now they finna catch a stray all because you don't came on here and did this. I'm not finna do this. I ain't gonna do it to y'all light-skinned people. Moving right along, guys. So Elon Musk's father, Errol, is accused of sexually abusing 5 of his children over 30 years. New accusations against Errol Musk, the 79-year-old father of the billionaire Elon Musk, has surfaced, and they're deeply disturbing. According to the New York Times, 5 of his children and stepchildren claim he has sexually abused them, while the earliest incident allegedly took place in 1993. Court records, family interviews, and emails reportedly reveal that Errol has maintained psychological control over much of the family. One stepdaughter said he touched her when she was just 4. A decade later, she claims she caught him sniffing her underwear. Other relatives have since come forward accusing him of harming 2 daughters and a stepson. 3 separate investigations were launched, 2 were dropped, and the outcome of the 3rd remains unclear. I think so many things in relation to this story. One of the biggest things that's peering out to me is that I think that this is another tactic to distract us from the Epstein files. I think that the powers that be know that we have a bloodthirst right now for the Epstein files and all things sexual assault and preying on little girls. They know that we've got a bloodthirst for it now, and we need to satisfy that bloodthirst. And I really feel like somebody up there in the White House is saying, all right, instead of looking at me, look at Elon and his family. That's what I'm feeling. Now, it doesn't take away the fact that his old frowsy ass probably did it or whatever. And that is a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But this is giving very much scandal. They called Olivia Pope and was like, in order for us to, they are trying their hardest to distract us from those Epstein files, and none of their distraction tactics have been working. So now they're saying, okay, if they have a bloodthirst for sexual assault and messing with little girls, let's give them what they're looking for. Let's offer up Elon's dad and see if this would satisfy them. What it said. Anyway, I'm gonna move right on. Anyway, moving right on to somebody doing something nice. This is just a real quick hit, guys. But MacKenzie Scott, formerly MacKenzie Bezos, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, she donated $70 million to HBCUs. She gave $70 million to the United Negro College Fund that supports the 37 member historically black colleges. This is an extraordinary gift, and it's a powerful vote of confidence in HBCUs, said the UNCF president, Dr. Michael L. Lomax. He added that the donation provides a once-in-a-generation opportunity for member institutions to build permanent assets that will support students and campuses for decades to come. And we need more philanthropic gifts like this to offset some of the horrible things that this administration is dialing back. Shouts out to MacKenzie. And listen, guys, I'm gonna talk some financial stuff here, and let me preface by saying this is in no effort to discredit what she's doing at all, because she could have chosen to have given her money any place to anybody she wanted, and she chose to spend it with us, and for that we'll be honored. But we do know, people who make the type of money or have the type of money that they have, with their tax liability, so on and so forth, it is an excellent tax strategy for them to make charitable contributions to offset their tax liability. Okay. And so I'm not going to sit up here and try to undermine her and say her giving is not from an altruistic place and it's not from a genuine place, because I do believe it's from a genuine place. But I love the fact that of all the places that she could have done this to, because she needs to give the money away anyway for tax purposes, that she made it a point to make it a statement and give it to the United Negro College Fund, which she has also done donating to HBCUs in the past. She has done this quite frequently, and she does it every year for years. So I love MacKenzie Scott for that. Thank you. We see you. And we're actually calling on more billionaires and multi-millionaires to follow suit and take an example out of MacKenzie's page, because this is what it looks like to be a billionaire or a millionaire for the people. Like I said, that lady could have given her money to any place she wanted to go, and I am beyond positive that her choice to give it to HBCUs was very conscious, well thought out, and strategic on her part. So hats out to you, MacKenzie Scott, for donating. And a deaf guy says she's always donating. She absolutely is. She stays donating. And we thank her for her charitable donations. Moving right along, somebody, speaking of donating or not donating, I didn't even know this was a thing. It's called swatting, where basically you call the police and tell the police somebody got something going on at their house that warrants them sending the SWAT team. And they have now done this twice at Gordon Ramsay's home, guys. So the British celebrity chef and restaurateur's Bel Air mansion was the target of a swatting hoax on Monday, September 22nd. A caller pretending to be Gordon falsely reported a shooting at a residence, claiming to have shot his brother and nephew and said he was armed with a black revolver. The caller also alleged he was using heroin and refused to leave the house. LAPD responded around 8 p.m., but found no evidence of a crime upon arrival. Gordon was not home at the time, but a personal assistant present at the property confirmed no incident had occurred. Authorities have initiated an investigation into the false reports, though no arrests have been made at this time. The incident follows a similar swatting event in April where a prankster reported a shooting at Gordon's home. So let me be very honest with y'all. This feels very personal and it feels very inside job. Now, I know some of these celebrities, we can look up their addresses, so on and so forth, but I want to tell anybody within earshot of my voice, if you think this is a cool prank and you think it's funny to do this to somebody, please don't. Please don't. And here is why. Y'all are wasting police and militarized resources that could be used. Somebody is across town being raped, murdered, shot, burglarized, or harmed in some manner while y'all are sending 50 police cars to somebody's doggone house and nothing is even going on. That's just some low down dirty shit to do. Let's go back to traditional pranking. Go ahead and order 30 pieces to a bitch house. Go ahead and put a bitch phone number on the stall in the bathroom, but please do not tie up our already scarce public resources trying to prove a point or being nasty and vindictive to somebody, because while you may be getting that person and upsetting him, it's somebody across town that really needs those resources, or a bank that's being robbed somewhere while y'all on this bullshit. Moving right along,
I don't
Issa
think
Rae.
LA is a good dating city, and I for sure romanticized it in Insecure knowingly. I was like, I'm deceiving people. I don't care. This is what I want it to be, but sorry, it's not. But I think New York is a fun place. Everybody says it's terrible, but everybody is very attractive here.
Yeah. I think it's fun. It's definitely better than London, but
I also feel like, you not being from here.
Yeah.
You have an exotic accent.
Well, I'm going to use that to my advantage. It's like our one thing we've got going for us, Brett.
So, you know what? Issa Rae says that LA is not a good dating city. And I wanted to do this story because I wanted to take some time, let this story breathe, and have conversations about other cities out there that are not good dating cities and some of the reasons why. So I'm going to go first with cities that I think are not good dating cities. LA, Atlanta, and Miami. I don't think Atlanta, LA, or Miami are great dating cities for one main reason. These three cities in particular encourage its occupants to be fake, phony, and be something that they are not. Okay? LA, Atlanta, and Miami are all cities that if you are not a really grounded person, it will force you into being this fake version of yourself. Everybody is looking to climb. Everybody's looking to be a reality star. Everybody's looking to flex on the gram. I find those qualities particularly forward in LA, Miami, and Atlanta, and especially places where beauty is a huge currency, LA and Miami. It's just so superficial. So I could definitely understand why Issa Rae would make those types of claims. Now, it's very easy for us to say what is not a good dating city, but let's do something a little different here. Let's drop down in the chat for all of the people out there that are single, and let's write in the chat what are some good dating cities. Now, if you follow one of the videos that I did last week, I told you guys I am a huge fan of you guys going to smaller but recognizable cities because the people tend to be a bit more genuine. They're not jaded, and they don't have that let me fake it and be phony thing that people in bigger cities have. I think cities like Savannah, Savannah, Nashville, Memphis, Birmingham, Montgomery, Huntsville. I think those smaller but recognizable cities, I definitely think they have a better quality of people in them because those people are not busy trying to be fake ass rappers, reality stars. They're not trying to fake it for the gram. More times than not, you find out that they're just regular, everyday, go to work, down home type of people. That has been my personal experience. Now, on to the list of places where people have good people to date. So some people are saying Chicago, they're saying Charlotte, they're saying Cincinnati, they're saying Augusta, they're saying Austin, Texas. Now they're saying New York is terrible. Everyone thinks they're too good for everyone else. They are too booked and busy. They said Memphis where? I guess on the rich part. Tamira Holmes said no, Savannah. They said Savannah is a hurry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, they say Orlando, Florida is decent. I could believe it. Jersey T says, I have some quality dating opportunities in New York. I don't know. New York is a hodgepodge of everybody. I would think that New York would be a relatively decent place to date. They're saying no to Carolina. They're saying Chicago is horrible. I think unanimously everybody is saying the DMV area is good. C says Jacksonville. They're saying the greater Cleveland area. They're saying Raleigh. Somebody said not Savannah, girl. I would recommend Augusta. Somebody said not Birmingham. I'm from there. Nashville. So, well, God damn it. According to y'all, survey says every damn where sucks. Chef Queen said I'm in Augusta and it's a huge no. Courtney Browning says Seattle sucks. Probably if you black it does. J.A. says Valdosta, Valdosta, Valdosta. Child, according to y'all in the Funky Bunch, ain't nowhere good today. Oh, well, buy you some cats in the dildo. Moving right along, y'all, to our last story of the day. I know that I've told y'all sometime you got to go around people's house and bam on their door. But you got to know who door to go bam on. And you got to have a high quality reason to go bam on somebody door. What you don't go bam on somebody door about is some old nappy head ass boy. You don't go around somebody's house because in this next story, this lady went and knocked on her man's side piece door and the side piece shot her ass in the ass as she should have. Let's check this out. A Florida woman is arrested for shooting the girlfriend of a man she was involved with in the buttocks after she said the girlfriend popped up at her house looking for the man and wanted to beat her ass. I don't even have to read the story. Y'all need to free this woman because you don't go bamming on nobody damn door about no nigga. Especially one that belonged to both of us. Sis, wait your turn. I'm almost done sitting on his face. Wait your turn. And then I was going to send his ass back round to your house so he could be your problem. But don't you bring your ass round my house, knocking on my door, bat no nigga. A Miami woman has been arrested and is being held without bond after shooting the girlfriend of a man she was dealing with in the buttocks. 25-year-old Janiyah Mita was charged with attempted murder following the incident. According to Law and Crime, the victim showed up at Mita's home around 9:50 a.m. Oh, she should have shot her in both her kneecaps. Come around somebody's house that damn early. She was banging on Mita's door and yelling for her boyfriend to come outside. Police said, according to the report, the victim began walking around the home in hopes of getting someone to answer the door. She should have shot her ass all in the ass. As the victim walked around the property, Mita opened up the door and fired 2 shots in her direction, then yelled, "Get from my house." That is so Miami. Get from around my house. The entire incident was caught on her Ring camera. After being shot, the victim fled the scene and went to a nearby park to call the police. Minutes later, video footage shows the victim's boyfriend leaving alone in a Mercedes. After being questioned, he confirmed the victim was his girlfriend and admitted he was hiding in the home while she was looking for him. He claims he didn't answer the door because it wasn't his residence. Shortly after the incident, Mita was taken into custody. While speaking with police, she claimed she recognized the woman due to a previous altercation they had over the same man. Listen. Now, in this story, ladies, I want y'all God out of this opinion, and you have to pick one. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. Which one of the ladies need to leave him alone? The side chick who's now been in several altercations as a result of him, or the girlfriend who ended up getting shot behind his ass? One of them got to be the winner and one got to leave. With the details that have been given to y'all, who do y'all think needs to leave him alone the quickest? The side chick or the bitch that got shot? On one token, we got a bitch that's about to lose her freedom, and on the other token, we got a bitch that's about to lose her life. You can't use both as an answer. Damn it, y'all take the fun out the games. You can't use both as an answer. Which one? The side chick or the girlfriend? I'm leaning with the girlfriend. I'm thinking the girlfriend need to leave him alone. Girl, you don't mess around and you already got into an altercation with this girl. He went back round there and you got shot round his ass. And I can already tell y'all, this the type of ghetto love affair that the girlfriend shot in the ass somewhere, probably feeling like she won because the other girl in jail. That's right, bitch. That's why that bitch in jail. Yeah, ho, but you walking on a walker and you leaking out your ass like you don't have the damn BBL messing around with it. Listen, he couldn't even come see back me down to the hospital. He couldn't come see back me. He couldn't come back around his house. God forbid y'all live together. His ass, baby, I would throw my whole phone in the pond. I wouldn't even want my contacts. Bitch, I'd have to start over. I don't want Apple to import shit from my old phone. That's a matter of fact, when they release me from the hospital, can you please have me link me with a social worker? I'm not even from this city and I don't have nowhere to go. Can you please buy me a bus ticket and release me somewhere in Maine? That is how desperate I would be to get away from his ass. I don't mess around and got shot in the ass. Do you know how quickly that could have been any other part of that girl's body? Her spine, her back, her kidney, her stomach. Now, on the flip side of things, the problem is you went around that girl's house too early. Now, I see y'all just wasn't raised right. Y'all don't even know how to go around there and bam on somebody's door the right way. Honestly and truthfully, had you not went over there that early in the morning, you probably wouldn't have got shot. See, what had happened was that nigga had done spent the night around that girl's house and they would sleep naked and you startled them. And then not only was you bamming on the door, but you was walking around that girl's house and they didn't know if your ass was finna break through the window or look through the window or what. You went around there too early. Baby, you supposed to go over there after lunch and before dinner. The best time to bam on somebody's door is around by 5:30, 6 o'clock when they ass just got off work, when they still got their work clothes on. That literally is the best time to go bam on somebody's door. Right when the sun going down. That's round about the best time. Let people run their errands in the daytime and drop their kids off to school and do what all they need to do before you come bringing that confusion round people's door. See, I had shit to do today. I had to go down to Pediatric Associates and get John shot records so we could get him started in daycare. In order to sign him up for daycare, I need my Social Security card, but I don't got it. I got to go down to the county to get the Social Security card. Then I got to come back and go to Office Depot and print out 2 bills in the lease so I can sign him up for school. You don't went around this lady house too early in the damn morning and you don't jacked up her whole day. Now her baby can't even get enrolled in school because you went around there too early. You disrespectful bitch. At a minimum, you go bam on somebody's door after lunch, but before dinner. Preferably between the hours of 5:30 and 7 is the best time to go around somebody's house and bam on their door. Went around there and shot, went around that lady's house at 9:50 in the morning because your man was over there. What you should have did, if you was a real bitch, you would have just sat on his car. You knew he was in there. His car was out there. You should have just sat on his car or parked your car 2 or 3 houses down and waited for his ass to get in the car and play bumper cars with his ass in the middle of the street. You should have rammed his ass into that whole mailbox. Your car might have been messed up, but you wouldn't have a scar and your ass wouldn't be shot and your ass wouldn't be down to Jackson Memorial Hospital right now. That's what insurance for when you crash out. Crash, car crash, insurance. It's for when you crash out. Don't y'all go around nobody's house at 9:50 in the morning, mess around and get shot. Anyway, I'm finna get off here and eat. Y'all have a good one. I gave y'all a whole lot of advice on how to Ike if you gonna go around somebody's house and bam on their damn door. Anyway, I'll call y'all hoes later. Bye.